Shelby, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Good to see you, big guy. Sorry about your Bucks. They better rebound today.
Man, no, hey, before we even start, hold on.
I can't.
Hey, my Bucks are going to rebound. They're going to win the whole thing. And I'm not even worried about it. Like, just have faith.
I couldn't help it. Shelby, today it felt like to us up here on the berm, like this felt like a real training camp practice, spirited, guys getting after it. Where do you come down on that where, Kareem's going back and forth with Cortland, Phillip? Is that bring out the best in guys as long as it doesn't lead to guys, fighting, skirmishes?
Man, it's healthy competition. At the end of the day, we're all competitors. We're all used to being the best. That's how you made it to the NFL. And so what is competition without a little jawing back and forth? Because obviously if everyone thinks they're the best and someone calls them out, you're going to talk a little smack about it. So I think it's healthy. I think it makes for a good atmosphere for practice. It means that everyone's striving to be the best that they can. And I truly believe that, it's going to bring out the best in our football team.
Next up, Derek, go ahead, please. Derek, go ahead, please.
Yeah, Shelby, could you just speak to your mentality here of being in another contract year? And then secondly, what you've been able to pick up from Jarrell Casey, working alongside him?
Honestly, for me, it's the same as every other year. Every year I consider myself having to prove myself and prove that I'm a legit quality starter in this league and I deserve the respect in this league. And honestly, I have no problem with that. I have no problem going in, working my tail off and really, letting my play do the speaking, do the talking. And honestly, with Jarrell, I can say he really brought, some a real veteran leadership and just all his, he has a lot of tips and drills that really help out with the whole D-line. And just to bring that good aura to the D-line, I think, it's just going to be beneficial during the season.
Next up, Nick Kosmider, go ahead, please.
Yeah, Shelby, I'm just wondering what you guys have kind of, as a defense, set for yourself goals-wise, and then whether individually you have goals for this season as well.
Honestly, for us, defense-wise, I feel like we should be the best defense in the league, no question. I feel like we have the players, the pieces to really go out there and dominate every game. And, goal-wise, I say individually, and just be the best player I can. You can't set certain goals, like numbers-wise, because all I care about is winning. And if we win and everyone does their job, the numbers will be there. So, my individual goal is the same as the team goal, be the best defense possible and, just go out there and dominate.
Next up, Kyle Newman, go ahead, please.
Hey, Shelby, what gives you confidence that Mike Purcell is going to build off the year he had last year and continue to, assert himself as an every down player in the NFL?
Well, did you see last year? Because if you saw last year, I'm pretty sure you can tell that he's a starter in this league and he's proven himself. He's going to keep proving himself. I've seen nothing but good things out of Mike during camp, and I expect to see nothing more but good things. And so I have the utmost faith in Mike as a player in this league, and I think the league needs to watch out.
Next up, Brandon Cristal, go ahead.
Shelby, I know you're not head up on the center very much, but there's a three-headed center race that Vic said is wide open. Can you kind of handicap that and any other O-linemen that are, bringing it every day, giving you a tough challenge in practice?
We got three good players, fighting for that center spot, and whoever gets it is going to deserve it. There's a bunch of competition there, but competition brings out the best in everybody, and I just think the O-line in general, I think, has really improved. You definitely could tell put the work in the offseason, and that it's definitely going to be a step up for that O-line. Adding Graham is, definitely a huge addition. He solidifies that O-line. I definitely thought Ron did a great job too, but, adding Graham is just another piece to that O-line. I think that, they really have, taking the challenge of being like the big man up front. And so I just think that they all look good, and it's exciting to see, that competition start to, brew between all the centers. And so I'm excited to watch.
Next up, Romy Bean, go ahead.
Hey, Shelby, you're two now, Vic Fangio's defense. Just curious, in camp, what are kind of the bigger differences this year for you compared to last year where you were learning it?
You kind of just fly through stuff. You already know the little nuances of the defense, and now it's all about adding the second layer onto it that necessarily would have kind of overwhelmed you last year. And it's little reads that will make your job easier in this defense that, you can expect to see out of a lot of people this year. Just the little stuff that you can add on to make more plays, make your job easier. And so, going into the defense for year 2, I definitely expect the defense to have a huge improvement.
Next up, Mark Kisler, go ahead, please.
Hey, Shelby. Want to follow up a little bit on your expectation and aspiration for this being the best defense in the league. You certainly have the talent, but there's some of us that have kind of felt like, hey, Super Bowl 50 was as good as it gets, and the best part of this defense, the best years of this defense is behind you. You're a veteran group. Why do you think you still have so much in the tank as a group?
You see the players we have? We have nothing but dogs on our defense. And honestly, I've been saying this all year. I've been saying this all offseason. I feel like our defense is a dominant defense, and I feel like, as a player, you got to have the utmost confidence in your team and in your defense. And that's why I was saying we're going to be 16-0 until someone proves us wrong. Because as a player, you never go into a game thinking you're going to lose. You think you're going to win every one of them. And so with our defense I feel like our defense is just it's such a close-knit group of veterans and young guys mixed together. I see nothing but positive things happening for us during the season.
Next up, Lindsey Jones, go ahead, please.
Hey, Shelby. So as a guy who's kind of been in multiple spots during training camp, a guy fighting to make the team, now a guy to, really solidifying a spot in the rotation, what advice can you give the guys who are maybe just trying to make a 53-man roster for their first time about how they can maximize this time during a very weird training camp where they might not be getting the preseason reps that they're used to or those preseason game action?
See, it's a little different now, obviously, because there's no preseason and there's no cross scrimmages with other teams and all that stuff. And so I was talking to somebody the other day, actually, and here's the crappiest thing is usually during the preseason, you get the audition for every team out there with your preseason games. But now you don't get that audition. You literally are only out here playing and showing what you have to one team. And so you really have to take every day as if it's your last, because one play means so much more than it used to before. All they have to go off for you as a young guy is this practice film. They don't have game film. They don't have preseason film to watch. And so this preseason with no games, it's so important to all these young guys. You have to go out there and kill it every day in practice. The coaches want to see consistency. They want to see you do the same thing every day. They don't want to see you have 2 good days and 2 bad days, 2 good days and 2 bad days. So the whole thing is you really just have to take advantage of this opportunity of practice and go out there and kill it every day, because unlike before, you're really only fighting for one team. I highly doubt there's going to be that many the waiver wire pickups this year, because no one's seen film of any of these young guys that could have possibly, intrigue them a little bit. So you got to take this every day as a game. You got to go in every day as a game and really go out there and ball out and take advantage of this, because this could be your only shot.
Time for a few more. Next one, Mike Kliss.
Yeah, Shelby, were you out there? You were talking about one play, Todd Davis came off the field. Were you out there when that happened? And what's your reaction when you see a starter, and a stalwart to your defense go off like that?
I didn't really see anything. I didn't really see what happened. I hope I'm gonna go probably check on Todd after this, but I hope everything's okay. Obviously injuries are part of the game. You don't want to see them, especially to one of your boys or one of your defensive leaders. But that's part of the game, and so it sucks, because I feel like Todd's been having a great camp, and I hope everything's okay. But you just never know when it comes to stuff like that.
Last one here, Goodman. Go ahead, please.
Shelby, what differences do you see between Drew Lock last year as a rookie and now in his second season?
I see a much more confident player, a person that's letting his own personality show, and someone who truly just plays the game. He truly just loves the game, plays the game, and just is slinging it. So I love what I've been seeing from Drew, and I love the energy he brings to the offense, and I love how he challenges the defense, and it's making the whole team better.
Can you sense that confidence when you line up across from him?
Yeah, I can tell that he's not an indecisive player. He's confident, and he has that swag to him, and I think is contagious to the whole offense.